Okay, hello, I think we're live. My streaming software crashed very dramatically because I had the sheer audacity to, change my output to my headset. So that was fun. Anyway, hello friends, and welcome to part 2 of my Warhammer Rogue Trader run. My name is Siege, CJ, Stella, Stellaphilia, whatever you feel like calling me. I will answer to any of them. Previously, in this run-through, we did something. Don't remember what it was, but we definitely did something. Anyway, let's continue on with our space fascism. That's kind of what it is. Oh, right. Last time we blew up a door. And also the space madness is coming from super hell, which is space, to kill us all. Or something. I've been playing Baldur's Gate 3 all week, so I'm used to games where the camera follows you. You don't have to keep doing this, but whatever, it's fine. It's fine. Oh, don't mind if I do loot a corpse. Universal lockpick tool. Neat. I will take that, thank you. Where am I even going?
Ha! There will be no peace in my wake.
Right, I think I'm going. We're still in the very small part of the game I have played, so I'm going over this way.
Up, one step at a time, amidst the madness.
Oh right, I get to be the narrator. The roar of the flames rings in your ears, and the choking smoke makes you cough and gasp for air. You instinctively recoil from the scorching heat wiping your face. A moment later, a hazy silhouette forms in the raging wall of fire. You are surrounded by ear-splitting noise and screaming, yet you distinctly hear the sound of footsteps. And then, you see the figure walking out of the fire towards you. It is Theodora von Valancius. Her expression is calm, terrifyingly so for someone whose body is engulfed in an inferno. One of her hands is resting on the hilt of her power sword. That's metal. And the other is raised in an inviting gesture. Are you lost, my heir? Argenta goes still as a statue and slowly raises her weapon. An apparition! A sorceress apparition! Trickery of the warp! Sister, you will lower your weapon. Despite his commanding tone, Abelard does not sound too confident. He is staring at the rogue trader, and you notice a muscle in his cheek twitching. Threatening the Lord Captain is outrageous. Aren't you in pain? I mean, you're on fire. Pain is but a reflection of one's weakness, Stella. To renounce the weakness of spirit in pursuit of greatness is the only path to heights worthy of a rogue trader. This reminds me of a long time ago, I went to see Bare Naked Ladies in concert, which will tell you how long ago that was. And there was just this ongoing joke that the whole set about yelling pain is just weakness leaving your body. That has stuck with me for like 20 years. I don't know why. Theodora watches you without blinking. Her snake-like gaze almost makes you forget about the fire searing you, leaving burns on your skin. I can lead you out of these flames, Stella, show you a path, rid you of pain, and give you a weapon so that you may defeat your enemies. Decide. You haven't seen that in a while? I mean, it's very 90s, isn't it? Wait, I forgot. You are a baby. You probably don't even remember the 90s. Your mouth begins to salivate. Each word Theodora speaks is like music to your ears. The entity that now dwells in the deepest recesses of your mind is pleading, begging, demanding that you give her an immediate answer. And that answer can be nothing other than acceptance. Early 2000s? Do you want to know how old I was in 2000? I was 15. Do not listen to this abomination, Stella. If there is naught but his light in your heart, if you are resolute in your faith, then step into the flames. The Emperor protects. His faithful will not be deterred by either darkness or deceitful promises, nor will the fire burn those who carry the torch of faith in their soul. To the void with you! We need to follow Lady Theodora before we suffocate in this furnace. The people! Abelard looks back at the coughing and confused people around him. Stella! The survivors from the middle decks, we must help the crew, lead them out, find a way around. Over the roaring flames, you hear distant sounds, frightened voices, screams, muffled and distorted as if there were a body of water between you and them. Yeah, Argenta definitely feels, Argenta reminds me of the religious dudes who used to hang around my college campus with the end is near signs. That's the energy I'm getting off her. Then we'll miss our chance to eat up with Ed. Yadira breaks off and starts coughing violently. Her knees buckle and she looks like she's about to fall. Stella, what are you waiting for? Alright, so convictions. Sometimes your character will have to make tough decisions based on roles, blah, blah. Could be a dogmatic, iconoclast, or heretical. 5 ranks. The higher the rank, the more zealous. Abilities. Becomes charisma focus of 3. Okay. Sure. Like alignment to cooler. Let's see. The dogmatic, heretical, or iconoclast here. I'm gonna roll with iconoclast, I think. Dogmatic feels uncomfortable, and heretical feels like it will probably get me killed at some point, so let's take the third option. Get the people off the bridge. I will not leave my people in harm's way. You look away, and the illusion breaks. The unbearable heat instantly makes your skin burn, and the voices of the people beyond the shroud of smoke grow stronger and hopeful once you and your companions rush back, barking orders and guiding the survivors. In your determination, you completely forget about Theodora, and when you turn your head, you see nothing but the bellowing fire. Oh, thank you. Thank you for letting me know. Let me turn down the games real quick. Is that a little bit better? Perfect. Thank you, Danny. Alright. Fall back around. We'll go around. Okay, we're falling back.
Where did it go? The thing that was standing in front of us in the fire? I could have sworn.
To the same place all unholy visions go. Do you want to follow it, witch?
Wow, Argenta. So aggro. Crash the platform. Okay, I guess that's what we're doing here.
Never doubt me.
Pew pew! Oh, okay, I see. We made a bridge.
What lies beyond?
Okay. Cool.
Too late! We are too late! Or perhaps Edelthrad and his escort never made it here. which would be even worse.
Or they could be fighting on the bridge as we speak, without us.
My lady, I beg your pardon for interrupting. The people are asking for orders. You came back to save us, so now we will follow you through thick and thin.
Hell yeah, my own personal minion squad.
To the bridge. If Edelthrad is there, then he requires immediate assistance. I say there is one thing that I find most troubling. The Lord Captain's Voxcasts. They are still coming in, even though it would make sense for Lady Theodora to be on the bridge right now, at the head of the counter-assault. I feel uneasy. What if the Lord Captain is besieged in her own chambers? With your permission, I suggest that we confirm for ourselves that she is not. We can use the same elevator that Lady Theodora and Mort headed for earlier.
Sure, that sounds great if I can remember where the hell that is. Oh, it's right there. Okay. Thanks. At least I assume that's where it is. No, it's not.
Patience. My nerves are frayed.
This one? Maybe I should actually try looking at the map. That is useless to me. I can't read maps. What do you think I am? Smart? Wait, why is everybody moving? I didn't tell y'all to move. Wait, where the hell am I? I'm doing so good.
They will see. Oh yes, they all will see.
Alright, well I'm sure I'll figure it out if I just keep walking around a bit. Oh, naturally the only books we find here are religious literature. This really is a hellhole.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
This is block the path. Find another way to look for Edelfred. Okay. Can unlock that door with that fancy multi-key. Ooh, thanks. Eh. Let's not show helmet. Oh, I forgot I gave myself a sweet undercut. Fantastic. Is this the lift? No, this is not the lift. That was useless except for the fact that I got a helmet out of it. Go in here? No.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
And this is where I was earlier. There's fire, so I can get over there. Okay. It's fine, we'll figure this out. I'm smart.
What lies beyond?
Isn't there like a press alt or something to see things I can interact with, or tab? Oh, okay. Oh, okay, I see. Fire selector mods and a high-octane Promethium canister.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Oh, this is where I was. Okay, alright. I'm good. I understand what I'm doing now. I am a very intelligent pro gamer, and I know exactly how to play games.
Attention to detail is the key to success.
See, I found it.
Ah, one step at a time amidst the madness.
Maintain this gun. Oh, okay.
In this tapestry of a world, I am the rogue threat.
No, I am the rogue traitor. Ooh, now we're in the fancy chambers here, fancy quarters. Casually just wandering into a woman's bedroom, NBD. Alright, nothing to see here. How'd I get in here? I am so bad at navigating literally anything. There we go. Yeah, I had a feeling she was dead. You don't just appear as a fire apparition when you're still alive. Oh, sweet, I can play some tunes. Aww. Theodora von Valencius's body is sprawled on the large, blood-drenched desk. The arch-militant's corpse, still clutching a weapon, is slumped against one of the bulkheads.
Emperor, accept thy faithful souls.
Tots and prayers from Argenta.
No! Lord Captain, I didn't hear a thing. Not a whisper, not a breath. It was so loud. Why didn't I foresee this?
Lord Captain, who would even dare? Unless that rat, Voidsphere.
I doubt it. Voidfear wished humiliation and suffering on Theodora, not swift death.
It could have happened in the heat of battle. Not to mention that Mort was here, and he would have protected Lady Theodora to the last. How could Mort have failed her so terribly? The Arch-Militant was born on a death world. He had lightning-fast reflexes.
Not lightning fast enough.
I can look at things in my own way. If you find something that might bear the imprint of the killer, just give it to me, and I'll try to see what secrets it holds.
Alright. I do love a good murder mystery. Let's examine Theodora's body. You lean closer to the body. The cause of death is apparent. What ended the rogue trader's life was an auto pistol shot. Guns will do that. An extraordinarily accurate one at that. Theodora's face bears an expression of surprise, the last emotion she experienced in life. Something on the floor catches your eye. A heap of blood-splattered parchments and scrolls that must have fallen off the desk. As you lean down for a closer look, you notice something else. Small shards of glass scattered on the floor. Idira, would you try touching Theodora? You might be able to see the killer through her eyes.
It doesn't work like that. I can try to read the memories of objects, but dead bodies are a different story. Something like that would require her soul. And after what we saw on the officer's deck, I won't risk searching for it in a warp.
That's fair. Inspect the shards by the desk. It's difficult to say what exactly was broken. An object fell on the floor, and that is as much as you can ascertain. Upon closer examination, the shards appear iridescent rather than completely transparent, as if they had been submerged in promethium. What is that, like space gas? Space gas. Idira, what do these shards tell you?
I see streaks of color, luminescence, blue lights, faces drawing closer. Lady Theodora and Conrad and what is that? Ah! Something dark, enormous. Oh, this glass thing was something foul, that's for sure.
Do I even want to know?
Tainted witchcraft.
Oh my god, Argento, shut up. Inspect the papers. Reports, accounts, dispatches. You go over the scrolls until you stumble upon a document that is starkly different from the rest. It is a handwritten letter, signed with the initials XC, and a seal with a symbol that is vaguely familiar to you. Oh, test succeeded. And sends a shiver down your spine. The author of this letter addressed to Theodora von Valencia signed it with the seal of one of the holy ordos of the Emperor's Inquisition, the secret police of the Imperium that relentlessly hunts heretics, xenos, and other members or enemies of humanity. Nobody expects the Space Inquisition. Examine the Arch-Militant's body. Could I walk over there any slower? I mean, I guess he's dead. He's not going anywhere. An auto pistol shot went straight through Mort's forehead, spraying the floor and the furniture around with blood, brain matter, and shards of his skull. The safety on the Arch-Militant's weapon is off. The killer must have been a split second quicker than he. We had best be on our way.
Yes, the crucible of battle calls to me once more.
No, wait! We must see if we can find anything!
Idira, you can't bring her back. Let her go.
It's kind of sad. Her crew clearly loved her.
You'd give up so easily, old man? I expected as much from the sister. It's not like she has a heart. But you? Oh no. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll find the one responsible for murdering the Lord Captain. And when I do, that scum will regret the day they were born.
Damn right, Idira. Alright, let's see, anything. Suddenly caught the victims by surprise. Ooh, sweet hat for dogmatic people. Let's see, do I have anyone who's dogmatic in here? Yeah, I guarantee she's dogmatic. Oh yeah, here, have a hat. I'm gonna turn off the helms on everybody because they just don't match and it bothers me. You found an island that can only be equipped with... Okay, yeah, I figured that out, thank you. Ooh, what's in the safe? Ooh, a sweet cloak. Don't mind if I do. Hell yeah. Well, before I do anything else, I'm gonna go, casually loot the place. As one does. As with Baldur's Gate 3, I am, unfortunately, a loot goblin, so I gotta make sure there's nothing I want to take before I leave. Oh, looks like I gotta punch some people first anyway. Okay, sure. Alright, here we go. Armor text you, blah blah blah. Light and medium armor, blah blah blah. I know how armor works, thank you.
At your beck and call.
Oh, that was pointless. Why did I do that? I'm so good at this game. You'll encounter enemies of various stats, blah blah. Right mouse button on the effects icon. Okay. Magenta.
As the Emperor commands, eradicate it.
That's satisfying.
Be gone.
As is that. Oh god, I haven't forgotten what I learned last time about servitors being crazy lobotomized people with robot bits. Combat log, got it. Why did I do that?
Rejoice in battle!
If I do the zappy zappy, I'm gonna zappy zappy everybody I care about, so let's not do that. Sure.
Another scar to my collection.
That's a very normal thing to say.
Reduced to dust.
There we go. Take their crap. Grace of the Oblivious. The wearer gains +5 toughness if their intelligence is less than 35. Nice. Let's see, who's dumb? Oh, we're leveling up first. Let's do that one. Increases critical hit chance. That sounds good. Damage deflection sounds good. Working on making that guy a tank. Ooh, let's do weak body, weak soul. That's a good one. Takes their toughness and willpower down. And you can have rapid reload. Okay, everybody's leveled up. In combat, a character may use different kinds of weapons. Oh, okay. Weapon sets. Swapping weapon sets in combat does not cost action points. Okay. Okay. I see. So we've got that. And now I've got some pistols I can dual wield to look really cool. Alright, sure. Give him a gun. He can have this dumb person pendant. She's already got a gun. She's already good. Okay. Alright. Well, I guess we're leaving, aren't we? To the bridge!
Curiosity sings in my veins.
The horrific vision is a product of the warp engine's energies that permeate the bridge.
The first sacrifice opens the eye.
Oh! Okay.
The second sacrifice draws its gaze.
Normal space happenings. Hang on, I'm drinking. Gotta stay hydrated. Ethelthrad, who is clutching a bleeding wound on his chest, gives you a tormented look. Help has arrived? Too late to change the tide, I'm afraid. But if there's any honor in you, we can at least die with dignity and give our lives for the rogue traitor. Yeah, just to make sure there's no hang-ups about killing him. I didn't have any hang-ups already, but now I have even fewer. Theodora von Valentius is dead. I found her in the Archmilitant in her study. Ethelthrad's eyes widen. God Emperor preserve us, the rogue traitor is dead? The ship has lost her captain, and the house its head. Ethelthrad shudders and grabs his shoulder. As you watch, the sleeve of his jacket bursts open and 2 bone growths pierce through the fabric. No matter what ritual Conrad is performing here, the warp is too strong. I cannot withstand it. I feel my body changing with every second, the warp ringing in the air. This is the end. We will perish in the warp, along with the warrant and all the dynasty's heirs. The enemy of humanity has triumphed. Idira looks anxiously at Ethelthrad. Then she glances back at you. I've seen it before. We'd better get away from him. The changes are already accelerating. And no, I will not be doing that Caribbean accent. I feel like any attempt I make at it would be deeply insulting. Let me see. The ship can be steered out of the warp, but we must first restore communication between the bridge and the navigator's sanctum. Ethelthrad stares at you, his eyes harden with cold resolve once more. Then we have no right to bow our heads. Nice of him to wait before performing the second sacrifice while we had that whole conversation. I appreciate that, Conrad. You can see Conrad Voigtveer clearly in the gloom of the bridge. The broken blade he is holding is stained with dark drops that seem to have a pearlescent glimmer to them. We are out of time. Ethelthrad bites his knuckle, desperately thinking. You see a wave ripple across the whites of Ethelthrad's eyes, and they begin to turn a sickly yellow. To Ethelthrad. That complicates things. Ethelthrad lowers his eyes. Then he sighs and locks eyes with you. His gaze cold, haughty, and fanatical. The ritual will not be completed. I'll take care of it. And you. See to it that the void ship breaks free from the warp. Watch over our realm. And farewell. Accursed traitor! A time will come when you will bleed for her ladyship Theodora's murder. Remember my words, for they are the vow of he who marches towards his death. What? Theodora is dead? Voigtveer stares at you in seemingly genuine bewilderment. No, that can't be. Not now. I still haven't... Well, buddy, whatever you're gonna do, you still ain't gonna do it.
Your ritual won't be finished, heretic!
Oh. Alright.
Into the fray! We charge! Are you ready to die?
Large acts or desperate measures, momentum is required. Depending on the actions of your party in combat, a momentum bar will increase or decrease. A high momentum value allows a character to use a heroic act. A low value grants access to desperate measures. Every party member can only use one or the other once and only once in single combat. Okay, so it's kind of like limit breaks in Final Fantasy XIV, I guess? There. You go there. You go right here. You go there. You go there. Okay. Here we go. I've already seen this. He's a chaos spawn now, that's exciting. No line of sight to the target, okay. Get out of cover here. There we go. Bleeding. Okay. She'll have to be healed.
Was that you?
Goodbye. Spawndom, the reward for those who fail the gods or please them once they give them too many mutations at once. Oh! Okay. Fantastic. This world is so messed up.
Die! Die! Die!
How'd you like this?
Pain cleanses the body.
I'm thinking first we should...
Injuries will not slow.
There we go, now she's not bleeding anymore. Here. Oh, not my action points. Okay. Yeah, it sure is. It is messed up. Oh, I didn't even see that guy. Okay, great. Thanks, buddy. This guy's definitely went to the Stormtrooper School of Aiming. Nice.
Stop it!
Oh! It spits acid. That's cool. Move somewhere else.
Not this Scryer's job. On it.
There we go. What the? Is it eating the? Oh, healing combat. Yeah, okay. It can do whatever the author wants at any given moment. Oh, oh, great. Oh, joy. I didn't expect that to trigger an attack of opportunity. I don't know why I didn't expect it though. Does she have any more medikits? No, she doesn't. Oh, yeah, she does.
That is not the Emperor's will.
Okay,
I will bathe this battlefield in righteous fury.
it's fine. This is fine.
Pathetically sound of you. Let me help.
There we go.
My place is at the fore.
Everyone went to the Stormtrooper Shooting Academy.
For the glory of the Imperium! Brace yourself, Abelard.
Here. No psychic screen.
But of
sounds good.
course.
Alright. I killed it. Yay. Can I loot it? Where'd that other dude? What's his face? Blade shard, some gloves, and a fancy cape. Where did what's his face go? Talk to you? No. Find the master helmsman. Okay, I still gotta do that, I guess.
The heir is dead. He sacrificed himself to save the entire dynasty.
Oh, there's the master helmsman. Oh, okay. Raver, master helmsman, system status report. By the Emperor, it's a seneschal, living and breathing. The white-haired man with sickly pale skin salutes you. Well, there's a tricky question. The whole place is so overgrown with foul wickedry. We'll be scrubbing it off the vid screens for throne knows how long. We need to re-establish contact with the Navigator's Sanctum. It is our only chance of escaping from the warp. Your words seem to knock the officers out of their stupor, and the air around you fills with voices and commands being issued. You hear someone sobbing, one of the officers buckling under the stress. Abelard cuffs the crying officer without even looking. Wow. There's no crying in space fascism. Restore the Vox channel to the Navigator's Sanctum. Ready the crew. Prepare for the translation to real space. Abelard pauses for a few seconds before turning to you. Stella, you may call me superstitious, but translation is not a good time to disregard rules. You are the only one who speaks for House von Valencius. You may not be the Lord Captain, but you, more than anyone else, deserve to take her place in the ritual that is about to commence. He directs your attention upward, to the throne that sits at the apex of the tall staircase. How did you people survive in here? The man glances around the bridge. Must have been Providence. It better have been the Emperor's, not someone else's. When they barged in here, the ones with the Master of Whispers, some officers charged them, but it wasn't even a fight. I grabbed whoever I could and dragged them behind the cogitators. Then I prayed for our rescue. What must I do? Take the Lord Captain's seat. Order the final preparations. Wait for the officers to report, bah, blast it all to the void. Translation is a craft, not something to be explained in a tick. Just go up to the throne, Mistress Stella. These people are about to do the impossible. The least they deserve is the solace of seeing a figure sitting in the usual spot. Please hurry. Every second we waste is a terrible risk. I am ready. Begin the ritual. Go sit on the throne. That's what I was doing before I started this stream, sitting on the throne. The image before you is hazy, swaying in sorcerous currents invisible to mortal eyes, as if whatever is beneath this thin shell is constantly changing while still remaining the same. It has taken on the guise of Theodora, but the false rogue trader's eyes reveal the entity's true, surreal nature. One of Theodora's eyes is engulfed in otherworldly fire. A vessel of ancient evil bores into you. A voice seeps directly into your brain without ever reaching your ears, and this voice booms with all the horrors of the warp. Yes, I made a toilet joke. Yes. Who are you to oppose destiny itself for the sake of lives that are not your own? So many threads stretch between you and other creatures of your world. Pitiful, worthless links, ready to shatter at the slightest touch. A muddled, erratic, pointless tangle. Yes, I made a potty joke. It's okay. Please unclutch your pearls, sir. It resonates and merges with the voices that have already dug their foul roots into your consciousness. A moment later, you realize that all these voices are the myriad manifestations of the same call that has finally invaded your mind. It's my Baldur's Gate 3 tadpole. I am saving my people. Do your worst, but you cannot stop me. Theodora lets out a long screech, a shrill, overwhelming sound that can only be interpreted as laughter. Lead them, mortal. Guide them, persuade them, force them to walk your path. You will need followers, for destiny is preordained. Your head begins to spin, and viscous drops slither down your cheeks. You blink, and you are no longer looking at Theodora. It is the traitor Voitvir, just as fluid and ephemeral as a previous apparition. The same terrifying voice seethes from his lips. The aspirant vowed to return with a trophy, a relic that could serve the edge of daybreak. That fate was assured in the steps chosen, and yet, you broke the unbreakable when you took the aspirant's place. I see you. On the day when the final dawn rises over the iron world, I see you by my side on that day, the day of my resurrection. The image is scattered by invisible sorceress winds, and you see Adira, her eyes aglow with the same sinister flame. Your image is woven into the tapestry of things to come. I am the will of the Weaver of Destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. The thread that will guide you and the weapon of our return to me. A cavalcade of hazy glimpses of a future yet unknown passes before your eyes. A flash of crimson, purple. The images replace one another in a violent kaleidoscope, without ever letting you get a proper look at them. Through the rippling mirage, you see a twisted image of Abelard, the loyal seneschal of the dynasty. The path is set, child of the dawn. The thread is woven. Follow it, servant of mine. Ravor turns around and looks up at you. He hesitates for a few moments, then addresses Abelard, who is standing next to you. Seneschal, the navigator's sanctum is silent. The Vox signal is stable, which means... What does that mean? Abelard nods absent-mindedly. The navigator gave his life battling the storm that nearly claimed the Von Valencia's flagship. We will honor his memory, along with that of all who died this day. Ravor does not look away. He is giving you a hard stare, his white brows furrowed. Seneschal, will you tell us now? Who is that? Where's the Lord Captain?
As First Officer, it is my duty to inform you with the greatest regret and indelible sorrow that Lord Captain Theodora von Valancius is dead. May her memory never fade from the annals of the dynasty. By right of blood succession, and with the absence of other kin who could challenge this decision.
Say nothing, because, I mean, the game is called Rogue Trader, so presumably I become the Rogue Trader.
It is hereby declared that the successor to Theodora von Valancius is her heir, the rightful inheritor of the Warrant of Trade, and the title of Rogue Trader. The official ascension ceremony will be held at a later time. In the interim, have you lost your tongues? Hail your lady. It is because of her toils that we all still live.
Yeah, hail me.
The deed is done, mistress.
My apologies. I meant to say, Lord Captain.
That's me, Lord Captain.
The treachery of the Master of Whispers was fruitless, but victory came at a great cost. Lord Captain Theodora von Valencius perished along with her heir, Edelthrad, and thousands of crew members. Yet hope remained. For the second in line to the Rogue Trader dynasty survived. And through the strength of her resolve, saved those who were counting on her for protection.
Yeah. Alright, so I guess that's the prologue. Deep shadows of wariness can be seen on Abelard's face, though the old officer's eyes are keen. They rake over you from head to toe. He frowns, mutters something, then nods to himself. Well then, your ladyship. You cannot help but notice that the Seneschal does not know how to talk to you or where to begin. His hesitation brings an involuntary smirk to your face, as though someone else entirely is gloating at the old officer's confusion. Seeing your smile, Abelard pulls himself together. You must now hold your first officer's briefing, not officer's breeding. No! It's not that kind of game. You must now hold your first officer's briefing in your new role as Lord Captain. For many of those who are about to join us on the bridge, this will also be their first briefing. We sustained massive losses among the senior and middle-ranking officers. Some posts have had to be filled by the deputy's deputy, while others go unfilled entirely, and now the deck clans are deciding who will take over the leaderless crews. Yeah, true, breeding is BG3. I mean, there's a lot of sex in that game. How did we come to lose so many officers? It appears the heretics were deliberately targeting the vessel's command. They knew exactly whom they were looking for and where they could be found, which is unsurprising given that their informant on board was our own Master of Whispers. Abelard grimaces. What's on the agenda for this meeting? Reports on the condition of the ship and crew. The Lord Captain is not usually drawn away from her important affairs to attend such routine briefings, but this is a unique situation. I am still receiving updates from across the ship, and they are not encouraging. Getting this bird to fly could take a gargantuan effort, even so far as you personally negotiating with the authorities of the system we are currently in. Oh boy! So prepare to hear a bevy of complaints and excuses, your ladyship. Take this opportunity to get a good look at the officers who work 6 decks away from the bridge, and they in turn will have the honor of beholding the visage of their Lord Captain. Oh, let's play with gender. You misspoke, Shirley. I am the Lady Captain, am I not? I do wish you could have they-them pronouns in this game, but this just ain't that game. There is no mistake, your ladyship. Lady Theodora before you was also the Lord Captain. Do not take your title literally. Think of it as a sacred rank that remains unchanging no matter who bears the warrant. You have been chosen by the Emperor to carry the honorable burden of the Rogue Trader. High Gothic, whence this title originates, is a highly formal language, and so a certain level of inflexibility is to be expected. Deal with it. Is High Gothic, that's like fancy goth makeup and big stompies, right? The highly formal sacred language of the Imperium used in rituals and religious texts. So, bad Latin. Have you succeeded in tracking down Voigtbeer? Yeah, this game could use more goth girls in stompy boots. Abelard grits his teeth. No, Lord Captain. In all the commotion, his trail went cold. Our people are still on the hunt for him and any mutineers who may still be skulking in the ship's many corridors. But frankly, I would not be surprised to hear that we are now one shuttle short. I am afraid it'll be some time before he answers for all he has wrought. Wait till I get to Camera? Camora? Camera? I don't know how to say that. But I assume it's full of goth girls and big stompies. Wait, Abelard. There is an altogether more pressing problem. I do not wish... No, wait, I do wish to be the rogue trader. I'm not going to choose that one. I'm ready to start the briefing. Summon the officers. This makes me think of Zap Brannigan. Kith, I have made it with a woman. Inform the men. With a gesture, Abelard relays the order to the adjutants at the far end of the magnificent chamber. I remember this part, and I'm about to do a lot of reading aloud. A dozen eyes bore into you, the expressions revealing restraint, joy, curiosity, and wariness. Attention, officers, you have been granted an honor. Lord Captain Stella von Valencias will personally conduct today's briefing. Our most gracious Lord Captain is ready to hear your reports. About to get so Brannigan in here? Well, no. My int is 40, so it's definitely not going to get that Brannigan. Let's see, I can choose to be formal or kind of a dick. Wave after wave of men. I mean, I'll take those too. Perhaps you would introduce those present, Abelard. As you wish, your ladyship. Abelard points to a tall, slender woman whose body seems to contain as many implants as it does flesh. Victis Suri Atta of the Ptolemy line, our new Vox Master. Oh, she's definitely something. It is an honor to serve your ladyship. The Vox Master offers a deep bow. Aboard this vessel, you have at your command thousands of crew members and hundreds of officers and section chiefs. I am responsible for receiving, processing, and sending all communications between you and them, as well as external sources. I am your eyes and mouth, Lord Captain. Beside her is Ravor, the Master Helmsman. He steers our ship along the course set by the Lord Captain and monitors the void around us to ensure that we do not stray into an asteroid field or a pirate trap. As you do. The bearded man with pale, almost transparent skin, large dark circles under his eyes, and a dour expression that seems hardwired into his face gives a sullen nod. Hail, Captain. This here ship's as good as home to me, so rest assured she's in safe hands. I'll die before I let her come to any grief. Why does that feel like foreshadowing? And lastly, our High Factorum Janris Danrock, who oversees supplies, procurement, and general material well-being of the ship. Oh, he's a fancy man. Fancy man. Dressed in an embroidered jacket, the heavy-set man with oiled hair offers an obsequious smile and bows. Your Honor, your ladyship, you may trust me with all matters concerning your comfort. Everything will be done to the highest standard. Oh god, more people. In the second row, we have the 3 officers charged with overseeing the ship's vital functions. The Master of Ordnance is responsible for the artillery aboard. The Infernus Master, whose crew worked to prevent and extinguish fires on the ship. He did look like he was at a dinner table. Also, how many fires are going to be on this ship? Is that common? And lastly, the Drives Master, servant of the Omnissiah, supernatural entity, god of knowledge, worshipped by the Adeptus Mechanicus. Okay. A lot of fires. Alright, before I continue, I need another sippy. Woof. Got my giant 72-ounce water bottle here with me tonight. The 3 officers salute you. The Infernus Master does so with confidence, while the Master of Ordnance betrays nervousness. The Drive Master offers a salute resembling a dance involving the complicated manipulation of all the tech priests' mechadendrites. A tentacle-like robotic limb prosthetic surgically attached to the spine. Okay. Thank you, Abelard. Greetings to you all. I serve at your pleasure, Lord Captain. I wish to hear the Infernus Master's report. Yes, Lord Captain. The tall young man bows his head in deference. I can report that all fires across all decks have now been extinguished. The preliminary damage assessment in terms of the material losses and crew casualties has been completed. The results have been submitted to the Seneschal and the High Factorum. The post passed to him after the previous Infernus Master and his next 3 deputies expired in the line of duty. Abelard remarks in a low voice pitched for your ears only. The lad is managing well so far. He can take the heat, so to speak. High Factorum, what have you to report? We are toiling day and night to compile a full account of the losses. The task will require next to no involvement from your ladyship. I will personally ensure that all damaged components are given to the tech priest's hands for attention, and that all lost supplies are replaced. There is only one resource that I cannot replenish single-handedly, and that is people. We've lost more than 2,000 crew members, and unfortunately this number is not confined to the scum from the lower decks, which are easily replaced, but also includes trained professionals. Wow! Why is everyone terrible? We will be able to make up our losses on the nearest planet, Reichad Minoris. However, the planet, the whole system in fact, belongs to the Winterscale Rogue Trader dynasty. We cannot simply begin recruiting on the planet without first coming to an understanding with the governor. In that respect, I am powerless. Negotiations at this level are a matter for the Rogue Trader. Especially true given Caligos Winterscale's penchant for attacking first and asking questions later, and the kind of thick-skulled thugs he usually installs as governors on his planets, rumbles Abelard, frowning. Dry's Master, I will hear from you now. A voice distorted by a Vox retranslator emerges from under the tech priest's scarlet hood. Lord Captain, the foes that set upon this noble void ship destroy the repositories of hundreds of machine spirits. The great warp engine entrusted into my charge is unharmed, thank the Omnissiah. But its spirit mourns its dead brethren. We have not yet identified a prayer protocol capable of assuaging its sorrow and anger. The machine is sad. With great sorrow, I must also report that the Engine Seer Prime, overseer and spiritual authority of all tech priests on board, fell in battle. The Magos was betrayed by the little flesh that remained part of him. A most terrible loss. There is no one among my comrades aboard whose experience and comprehension of the sacred protocols equals that of the fallen Magos. We require a replacement, and as soon as possible. Would someone care to translate the esteemed Drive Master's words? What the hell is he talking about? The ship's most senior tech priest, most senior both in rank and in experience, is dead. If we do not find a replacement, we will be unable to resolve the problems with the warp engine, answers the Vox Master instantly without even thinking. This is not the first time she has acted as an interpreter between the ship's various inhabitants. Another sippy sip. This is like my audition for a voice acting gig or something. Alright. Master Helmsman, deliver your status report. Right you are, Lord Captain. To cut a long story short, the outlook is bleak. The ship's sound, more or less, but without our Engine Seer Prime and Navigator who fell in battle, we have no way out of the system. If we try to set so much as a toe inside the warp, I don't know what'll happen first. Our warp drive being torn to pieces or all of us melting into the bulkheads. Sounds fantastic. Your Ladyship, if you will allow me to interject. When we arrived in this system, my crew followed standard protocols and conducted a count of all available communication channels in the region. One of them was a Nabis Nobilidae station. Okay. The station maintains complete Vox silence, but even its presence here inspires hope. To have located a navigator in the very same system is an incredible stroke of luck, a true blessing from the God Emperor. An ancient organization of noble mutant families whose genes allow them to safely guide warp-capable void ships through the Immaterium. A sharp bolt of pain lances through your skull as if in response to what you just heard. You understand that it is not the God Emperor you should thank for such good fortune. The words of the demon that appeared before you during the translation to real space echo in your mind. Yeah. I get an eyelash in my mouth. Yeah. 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 Alright, anyway. I am the will of the Weaver of Destinies, and today I will weave a new thread of elusive possibilities and fickle chances. The thread that will lead you to out of the maw of irreversibility. The thread that will help you find the keys to salvation. If I were you, I'd grab this chance with both hands, or else you'll soon be eyeing up asteroids to use as your new residence. In slightly less shitty news, we can go round and round this system till our heads are swimming, as long as the promethium and supplies last. And if any thick as grok shit lowlifes come sniffing around, we'll be able to take them out, so don't you worry on that score. Master of Ordnance, do you have anything to report? The Master of Ordnance gives you a gloomy look. No, my job's simple. Maintain the arsenal and fire where I'm told. But just ask anyone. We got no able crew, no Lord Captain. I don't know why I decided he was Eeyore. Master of Ordnance, you forget yourself. So what, comes the officer's hostile and bitter reply. It's as if a dam has burst inside and all his pent-up emotions are rushing out of him. The ship's in ruin. Every second officer's dead, and now we got a green Lord Captain who's supposed to lead us to void knows where. Hey, don't you take that tone with me. Silence! The bridge's magnificent glass panes seemed to tremble under the force of Abelard's roar. Enforcers! Seize this mutineer! Seize, not punch! Abelard grunts. If only one officer died, the whole lot has fallen to pieces, and that's not bad at all, your ladyship. I do humbly apologize on behalf of the entire crew. What would you have us do with the Master of Ordnance? The former Master of Ordnance, I should say, besides find a replacement, that is, for we already have one lined up. Oh, got decisions. I can either have him released, execute him, or have Abelard do his punishment. I feel like we're taking the iconoclast path here. Stand down. Release him. I have no intention of punishing a man for a moment of weakness, not after the terrible attack we have endured. Abelard stares unblinkingly at the Master of Ordnance. Cease your sniveling. You disgrace yourself and your entire clan. The hysterics are over. Let us resume. In my defense, for all of my reading errors, I have my glasses off, because glasses on kind of messes with my little avatar, so it's fine. Everything's fine. The Master of Ordnance stands up, wiping blood from his broken nose. They broke his nose! Why is everyone terrible? His face is a picture of shock. What just happened seems to be dawning on him only now, and the knowledge of the fate he so narrowly escaped. To summarize, we have sustained serious losses in crew members, and we require a new engine seer, prime, and navigator. Is that all that's preventing us from continuing the voyage? Precisely, Lord Captain. But bear in mind that this will not be the end of our trials. The ship's systems must be properly inspected for major damage, which can only be carried out at Footfall Station, home to the only dockyard in the sector. But we will never reach Footfall without first solving these three immediate problems. Footfall. Massive void port. Ooh, a notorious hotbed of vice, trade, and rogue trader intrigue. So, Toshley Station. Or Las Vegas. What can you tell me about the system in which we currently find ourselves? I cede to the Voxmaster on this point. Mistress Tolman? We are in the Rykad star system, and our voyage here was undertaken on the orders of your ladyship's predecessor. There are 3 inhabited bodies in this system, and our attempts to send Vox messages have produced confounding results. The Navis Nobility Station has not simply failed to answer, it seems to be maintaining total Vox silence. However, we did receive a distress signal from the prison planetoid in the system, and Rykad Minoris itself is also not responding to our hails. But what is most alarming is that our augurs have intercepted signals from the surface that seem to indicate ongoing hostilities on the planet. Sensors. Okay, that's just sensor tech. The situation is not very encouraging, but without a navigator, a tech priest, and new crew members, we won't be able to travel anywhere. Therefore, we must go to the planet and the Navis Nobility Station and find out what in the void is going on. Thank you for all your reports. Dismissed. Whew. The assembled officers salute you as one. Okay. That was a lot of reading. Time for more reading. Your ladyship, there is one other thing. A confidential matter of the utmost importance. Lady Theodora, Abelard hesitates, your eternally esteemed predecessor, brought the ship here to this system for a reason. She was given a secret commission. You are perhaps wondering who has the authority to commission a rogue trader to do anything, and I shall tell you. The Lord Inquisitor, hand of the Emperor, the chief architect of his will in the Coronis expanse. More sippy sips. Ooh. Let's see here. I came across a strange handwritten letter on Theodora's desk. It was signed XC. You were referring to the contents of that note, I presume. Yes, quite right. XC, Xavier Calcazar. Lady Theodora was to seek out the Lord Inquisitor's right-hand man, one Heinrich von Calix. An interrogator, you understand. All I know is that he is somewhere in the system and that we must find him and offer him whatever assistance he requires and then deliver him to football in the Furibuntus system. Finding him without any more information to go on will be difficult indeed, but an Inquisitor is an important individual. The authorities in the system, either the Navis Nobilite or the governor of Rykad Minoris, may know something. That is all of it, your ladyship. You have a great deal of work ahead of you, but it is a mere taste of the daily burden of a rogue trader. Soon you must take up the reins of the Von Valencia's protectorate. Abelard gives you another scrutinizing look, as if trying to gauge how long you will hold out under this mountain of problems. His face softens slightly, and it seems he's about to offer some words of encouragement. Idira? Sister Argenta? Explain yourselves. The Sister of Battle grimly nods towards Idira. The Psyker is suffering some ailment or dark madness. She insisted on seeing the rogue trader. I judged that it would be unwise to leave her unsupervised. Who asked you? For a brief moment, Sister Argenta's voice sounds hesitant. I was also hoping to approach you with a personal request, but it can wait. Speak with me when you have time, rogue trader. I'm assuming that in this game, like in other games like this, your companions have personal quests. Idira's glazed eyes rove over those assembled. One word burst from her lips. Daybreak. Idira, come to your senses. Damn it. Idira presses her fingers to her temples in desperation. Your ladyship. Here's the thing. I was trying to see the immediate future, and it hit me so hard my head is still spinning. Something very strange is heading our way, and I can't make out what it is no matter how hard I try. A single word is all I can make out. Daybreak. Or maybe it's dawn, and it's ringing and ringing like an echo, like a bell. But if it's daybreak, then why is it so dark? We cannot extract any information of value from a single word. Can you tell us anything else, Mistress Tlass? No. Not yet, anyway. The voices are going berserk, all shouting at once. I can't make any sense of it. As soon as I know or sense anything, I'll report it. All right? Lord Captain, if you want me to take a closer look into your future, find me on the bridge, and we can talk. Lady Theodora was well served by my whispers on many occasions, and I'm sure you would benefit from them as well. The Psyker's bitten lips stretch into a wry smile. If there is nothing else of value to report, I declare this briefing concluded. It's time to get to work. Whew. Use the system map in the center of the bridge to issue orders to the... Okay. First though, let me look at my journal. So, I have to find... a whole bunch of stuff here. Companion quests. Gotta talk to Argenta. New blood. New engine seer. And the guide. Okay. Where's Argenta? I think I'm going to talk to her before I leave the ship. Oh, okay. Convenient how I can just go over here and then click and I go over here. That's fantastic. I do like that.
Rogue trader.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff on there. Okay. You said you have a personal request for me.
I indeed have a request, Rogue trader.
More reading. The accursed servants of chaos who assaulted the ship took the lives of your loyal crew members, and they orphaned many children, including the progeny of the brave officers who defended their post until the bitter end. I don't know what customary practices there are for cases like this in Von Valencia's territory, but in the world I'm familiar with, the children of such brave souls could expect to receive some special consideration. Perhaps the rogue trader could meet with the orphans. Oh. You know, I don't like real-life kids very much, but I always love video game kids. I will meet with them, no formalities needed. These are the children of people who gave their lives for the Von Valencia's dynasty. My consideration is the least that they deserve. I will pass out your instructions. Thank you for taking my request to heart. Oh, they're clapping for me. Shucks. The motley group of adolescents do not take their eyes off you, gazing at you as if you were a creature straight from a fairy tale. I love it. Our indefatigable sister has been keeping an eye on these pups. Abelard glances at the gathered children. It is hardly the Scala Progenium in here, but we have provided the orphans on our ship with adequate care and instruction. Ah, okay, that's just school. For orphans. Orphan school. Argenta is standing to the side of the group. At your approach, she perks up and announces, her voice ringing. Brave ones, the master of this ship has appeared before you, the one who guides it through the darkness of the universe by the Emperor's will. Greet your Lord Captain, the rogue trader of House von Valencius. I can be pompous, I can smile, or tell them that they only get a minute to look upon my glory. Smile at the group. Your Lord Captain greets you, brave ones. The teenagers keep staring at you. A girl who has remained close to Argenta smiles uncertainly. A skinny, pale lad tries to throw his shoulders back and stand at attention like a soldier. Only a few teenagers at the far end of the row seem sullen and not particularly impressed. One of the scowling visitors with a thin scar across his face tosses his head back and says bitterly, "So what? Why should we care? Our friends and parents died in their dozens for you noble lot, and you just give us speeches. Eat a dick." Argenta quickly turns to the boy. A flurry of emotions flashes in her dark eyes, like she wants to both calm him and scold him for his impudence. Let's see. Once again, I am presented with a lot of asshole options. I don't want to be mean to a bunch of fresh orphans. Like, come on. Rest assured. Oh, no. No, I'm gonna go with this one. If you have things to say, say them without fear. I will listen. The boy smiles grimly. It doesn't matter what we say. It won't bring our parents back. And it won't change our fates either. We'll keep slaving away on the ship till we drop and die like our folks. Or worse. What brilliant philosophy can I offer these poor children? I can tell them to punish, blah blah blah, I can leave. When the heretics who killed your parents attacked the ship, I was there. I took command. I fought and I repelled the assault as quickly as I could, but no war can be won without losses. You can only strive to do what is in your power. You heard the rogue trader. Her words carry the wisdom of the Imperium. Do they? It's hard to say whether or not your words have left an impression on the boy, but he nods slowly. Then he catches himself and gives you an awkward bow. Abelard gives a sign. and servants immediately emerge carrying packaged treats with Von Valentius emblazoned on the wrappers. It appears that the Seneschal came prepared for any contingency. Just give the kids food. Argenta rubs her temple pensively. She smiles and offers a few more words of encouragement, then leaves the bay. Okay, back to the bridge. Oh, I can actually change my character completely by talking to the High Factorum. Okay, that's cool. I do like games that let you do that. Respecking, because I was actually kind of thinking about it. I'm not a huge fan of playing Soldier. Okay. There's a bunch of other stuff to talk to Argenta about, but I feel like we've already done enough talking for a bit, so... The events of Warhammer 4K Rogue Trader take place in a vast region of space known as the Coronis Expanse. The sector is comprised of star systems. Let's just see before you use a map. Star systems are objects you can interact with. Move your ship over to a point of interest and click left mouse button on it to initiate the event or open the planet view. Okay. Where am I? Is that the ship? Sure. Okay. Lord Captain reporting. The heralds of the Navis nobility continue to maintain Vox silence. Perhaps due to Yorak 5 being off-limits to visitors, we intercepted signals from the beacons drifting in the station's orbit. The demands are clear. We were told to turn the ship around immediately. We've also detected an accumulation of space debris near the station's docks. Presumably, it is the remains of interplanetary shuttles. Perhaps the esteemed Navis Nobilite House requires aid and therefore cannot respond to our Vox transmission. Let's see here. Contact again, order them to scan, get mad, and play it safe. Contact the station again. I will negotiate personally. The Vox relays the cadence sound of grinding gears and clicking tumblers. I'm sorry, Lord Captain. The station does not reply even after an official greeting by a rogue trader and the declaration of your intent to negotiate in person. Order the auger crew to scan the station. Yes, Lord Captain. The Vox remains silent for a while, but then you hear static and Vigdis's measured voice. The officers from the auger crew have performed a full scan of the station, but the information is imprecise. They note wave distortions of unclear genesis that are throwing off most of the readings. We are able to ascertain that the core reactor of the station is still active, but many compartments are unpowered and some fully depressurized. The signs of biological activity are largely present in the central module, which means the station has not been abandoned. So the question remains, why are the esteemed navigator's heralds ignoring us? Turn back. Order the crew to commence docking with the station. Affirmative, Lord Captain. We do not know what is happening at the station, so you will have to look for the esteemed navigator's blind. Dock safely, and may the God Emperor light your path. Explore the station to find answers. Okay. Is that not where I am? Whoops. I should probably save my game. It's been a while. No, I want to stay there. Oh, okay. Begin scan. Okay. Oh, okay, good. Now I can go with my party members. Okay, alright. Off to a new planet! Yorak 5. No, you're Act 5. Oh, hey, it's Baldur's Gate 3. Wait, no.
Pathetic worm. You dare to argue with your master?
It was not you whom I swore to serve within these walls. My lips are sealed.
Confess. What was the old man's last command? What are you planning?
Give up, Keeper. You have lost this battle. Again.
We're getting nowhere with these ones, sir. Permission to execute them.
Okay. Prayers will not help you, servant of the damned! Oh, we're executing the infidels today. Fun. Fantastic. Master, we have some strange guests on the station. A tall man stops you with a gesture when you approach. Blood is trickling down the pearly scales of his wary face, and not just his own blood. Two jet-black, unblinking eyes are watching your every move, and the third one, the mark of a navigator's fate, is menacingly pulsing behind the lowered lid in the middle of his forehead. Step back, or I will unleash all the horrors of the Sea of Souls upon you. Emperor, be my witness. Abelard, if you would be so kind, please deck this asshole. The seneschal takes a deep breath. Before you stands her ladyship, the rogue trader Stella von Valencius, heir to the greatest protectorate in the Coronis expanse and bearer of the sacred warrant of trade. Allow me to point out that nobilite custom requires the Lord Navigator to introduce himself first, but given the, unusual circumstances on the station, her ladyship the rogue trader is willing to turn a blind eye to your hostility. But just this once. In this case, I shall turn a blind eye to your unceremonious invasion, but just this once. There is a dangerous glint in the man's dark-shrouded eyes. Very well. Allow me to introduce myself. Before you stands Felix Christoph August, keeper of this place. So, you did not arrive to offer support to the traders. This is great news. Having said that, you must understand that Urac 5 is a holy sanctum for House Orselio, and the path to it is only revealed to select few. It pains me to say you are not on the guest list. What's happening on the station? Where'd all these corpses come from? Betrayal. A most banal thing in the life of the nobilite, don't you think? I was stabbed in the back by my closest friend, Theobald Orselio, the second keeper of Urac 5, and my mentor. On his instructions, my own people sabotaged the generators, blew up the shuttles, and brutally massacred the loyal servants of my mistress. Most unforgivably, they dared to take her prisoner, greedy scum. I swear by the throne's light, their souls will perish in the darkness of the void. Felix falls silent for a few moments, then furiously slams the end of his staff onto the floor. The madmen have captured Lady Cassia and are now torturing her upstairs while we are idly chattering down here. Help me rescue her or be gone, but waste no more of my precious time. I can literally just grab this man and drag him to my ship going, guess what, bitch, you're my navigator now. Literally just pull this man along by his hair. What kind of help are you talking about? I would never ask you for such a favor under different circumstances, and yet... Felix takes his hand away from his rib cage, notices blood, and winces in pain. And yet Lady Cassia's well-being is above all. I haven't got many people left, but my wounds are too deep for me to act with precision and swiftness. But you may actually succeed. I had a friend in high school named Cassia. In order to ascend to the mistress's chambers, you will need to remake a holy relic, sanctified with the blood of Lady Orselio herself. This is the control rod of the elevator machine spirit. I have one part, and the other was lost during the mutiny, but even this relic will be of no use unless the elevator mechanism is powered. Why should I help you? You came to the station for a reason. House Orselio will not be able to help you until the current crisis is resolved. But if you aid us now, I promise we will reach an agreement you will find satisfying, be it riches, influence, or the powers of our navigators. How do I remake the control rod? I have a phylactery containing the mistress's blood. It needs to be taken to the laboratory, which is located behind one of the reliquary doors. The most ancient of sacred mechanisms will help to rebuild the rod. The tech priests ceaselessly perform the rites of appeasement, so that the machine spirit would serve the house in its time of need. The fateful hour is now upon us. I really love the notion of tech priests, like, appeasing the machines. Like, if I just talked nicely to my old PC, it would run my games better. So how am I supposed to power the elevator? The station's main cogitator is situated in the guard room. Just enter the correct command sequence and the sacred mechanism will do the rest. If it's so simple, why don't you do it yourself? One moment, please. I thought I had closed program, but I did not. There we go. I think the pop-up was hidden behind my my little guy there, but yeah. One of my friends sent me a text message. The station's main cogitator is situated in the guard room. Just enter the correct command sequence and the sacred mechanism will do the rest. If it's so simple, why don't you do it yourself? I never said the feat would be easy to accomplish. The path to the laboratory in the guard room is blocked by the very same madmen who took over the station. They will not negotiate and are not afraid of displeasing the novice nobility or incurring the Emperor's wrath. They bow only to brute strength, something which I currently happen to lack. Alright, that makes sense. So what have you decided to send into the Von Valencius line? I could still just grab him and pull him off. That's amazing. I can be completely selfless here. Say it's an honor. Charge him for it. Here we go. I will rescue your mistress, but in return, I require that House Orselio sign a contract with my protectorate. Felix's reply sounds curt and tired. So be it. Hurry, the mistress's safety is all that matters. But should you fail, our arrangement is finished. Alright. Oh, I can level everybody up. Alright, cool. Let's see. Ballistic skill. Yeah, I keep missing. Let's get ballistics. Rack and ruin. Sounds good. Ooh, yes, enrage sounds good. Even more toughness. Someone's got to do the perception checks. Might as well be you. Let's make her swift. agility. Make her fired up. Alright, that's everybody.
They will see. Oh yes, they all will see.
Oh, yeah, the elevator's power is off. Right. Okay.
I woke up with a feeling of wonder, as if a field of flowers was blossoming nearby. A child was saved from death. 1,000 heretics were burning alive, begging and sobbing and howling.
Argenta, what the hell?
The premonition runs true.
Corpses were mauled by a force far beyond any mortal capacity. Their faces are twisted in pain, and the hands are fused with improvised weapons. Tools, scissors, and cutlery. Having a normal one.
Unexpected result.
Okay. Adira's having some weird visions. Pause. Oh, that's why we paused. Because there was a trap. Okay. Sometimes you see a trap marked with a red area connecting dotted line. Leads to the mechanism that controls the trap. Okay. Got it. I don't know how to disarm this trap.
Do you see that?
There it is. There we go.
There will be no peace in my wake.
The Lady Navigator statue looks pristine and new. Stand firm! We must not let the miscreants defile House Orsilio.
Oh, glorious spectacle of your demise. For the Emperor!
Alright, gotta get everyone in position here. Go.
Stop mocking me.
Alright, let's see here.
Predictable downfall.
Boom. Yes. Oh, damn! Nice. Oh, that was a good shot. I felt that in my soul.
What an unfortunate turn of fate.
Indeed.
Wow. Yeah, this is actually the second ad bot I've gotten. I got one on Friday's stream as well. But that one was, the Friday one was, that was for porn. So I guess this is an improvement. Oh yeah, that's the mark of fame, huh? Getting ad bots on my my 3-viewer chat.
Guided by faith.
Need another sippy sip. Oof. Oh, I didn't realize this was even a mechanic till I moused over it. Neat. Line of sight.
That is not my destiny.
Okay. Well, in theory, I can.
I won't sully myself with that.
So no line of sight. This guy's tricksy.
The enemies of the Emperor will be undone!
Alright, Argenta, kick his ass. There we go. Ooh, we got all kinds of fancy armor and shit. Gear up my people. This is all pretty much the same shit that I had. I'm gonna give this cloak to my iconoclast here. Ooh, it's got a fancy skull on the back. I'm gonna give this to you. You can also get these fancy... Oh no, those... Yeah, that's a benefit for if you die, so... Let's give them to her. She can keep her fancy little robe, I think. He's got better, so... Cargo. Cargo. Alright. Okay, inventory management part of the game complete. Let's see what else we got. Oh, got some crap. Intercepted conversation between security officers. Tremendous honor. Yes, but this promotion will transfer the entire squad to the child's personal guard. By the God, Emperor, well, you are a strapping lad. You will probably make it for a cycle or 3. It has worn down better men than me. What even is the point if your brains turn to mush? I may rip out my eyes like Amos did. At best, I'll just go bonkers like that little shit stain that keeps stealing our Oh, what happened to that one? Threw him out of a depressurized chamber because some voices told him to. Calm down. Keeper Felix said the squad will not disturb the child for long. He even gave us a little leeway. Unlike that fish-eyed, be quiet. He might hear you.
Patience. My nerves are frayed.
Anything good around here? I can examine that.
Yes! Genius triumphs!
Fancy sculpture. A data crypt. Don't know what that is either, but there's all kinds of stuff. Okay, let's see here. More corpses to loot. There's some goods up there. Man, this place is just a bloodbath, isn't it? More scintillating religious literature. Let's see. Go through this door. Heavy door is secured by a sophisticated mechanical lock. There must be a way to unlock it from somewhere else. Hopefully. Oh, a mutated flesh sample. That's very exciting. More cargo. So I gotta figure out how to open that big door. Oh, this door opens. Okay.
Would you look at that?
Trap.
I better myself through my service.
Okay. Navigator flesh sample. I feel like these flesh samples are going to be important, but I'm deeply concerned as to why.
Spare me your wailing, witch. Every voice that sounds in your mind is a whisper of the archenemy.
Oh, shut up, Argenta. Ooh, +5 persuasion gloves. Don't mind if I do. Argenta can have those. Oh. This is literally just the way I came. Cool. There's clearly nothing over there of any importance. Library full of treatises. For all you nerds. I don't know where else I'm supposed to go. I mean, I went down that hallway. Maybe I missed something. I probably did. Ah, yes, I did miss a door.
Pay attention.
It is very easy to miss doors in this game because they're all, like... I meant to disarm that, not run into it. But yeah, the doors are, like, really... The whole game is very dark.
Lies beyond.
How do I get in there? Another door. Nope, I hear the sirens. I live right next to, or like right up the street from a fire station, so not that uncommon. Did you hear the screams? Move! Sir, are you alright? We can't hear anything. Now I see. You're in league with them. Is this an insurrection? Yes, indeed. Death to the traitors! Ah. Sir, what are you doing? Get a hold of yourself, sir. I like that we're just standing here watching this go down. I know. You are all traitors. Traitors, all of you. They told me. They whispered. Hey, who are you? Oh, okay. I guess I just magically automatically killed them. Cool. Let's see. Lays guns. Scrappy pistols. All that goes to cargo because it's the same gear I'm wearing. Data crypt H41, okay. It's H40. This reminds me of the game that my friend Danny was playing last night. She played a bunch of real short, spooky horror games, and one of them, you had to do a bunch of, like, baffling tech shit. I'm starting to get the same vibe. Let's see, anything else over here? I was just marked goods, but it's a dead guy. Research notes. Keeper Theobald graciously agreed to provide samples of his skin growths so we could study the influence of the rebellious immaterium on the flesh of the Navis nobility. Just as we thought, navigators are positively resistant to the restless currents of the warp. The God Emperor truly does shield some people against corruption and misery. But let us get back to the study of mortal flesh. Another servant will be carried in shortly. I must ready the organ extraction equipment. Ooh. Adamantine dust and black water. This was the worst idea that could have entered my mind. God Emperor be praised. I am lucky to still have my head on my shoulders after this reckless experiment. Nevertheless, we did make an important discovery. The adamantine seems to protect the frail flesh of the lowborn to a degree. Having said that, not even the macerator can handle its temper, so we should probably introduce a more complex compound into the formula. All of the data recreated to the experiment were recorded to data crypt K040H. I will get back to them later once I am done with experiment H41OK. H41OK, I have that. Have I mentioned that the chunk of meteorite found by Keeper Felix subjects is completely useless? Although its shining granules could be used to make some new paints for the child. Yes, I think I'm going to do exactly that. Oh. That's why I actually take it after I'm done reading it. Alright, got a bunch of doors here. Let's see what's over here. Awaken the Cogitator's spirit. The Cogitator's vid screen is covered in cracks and stained with dried blood. The buttons, switches, and levers were ripped out of the control panel with exceptional cruelty and scattered around the sacred mechanism that now sparks and hisses in agony, still refusing to perish. Never thought I'd feel sad for a machine. Well, let's awaken it. You turn a few of the remaining dials and pull the activation lever. The cracked vid screen of the sacred engine flickers. The Cogitator's insides emit creaks and groans, and the lumens oscillate at random. It takes a while, but eventually the machine's spirits do grant you access to the Cogitator's systems. Alright, let's see here. Lot to do here. Request data on the station's navigators. After a brief pause, the data appears in the vid screen. Felic Orselio, main hall, still alive. Theobald Orsilio, upper chambers, still alive. Calamira Orsilio, upper chambers, deceased. Alexis Orsilio, lower levels, deceased. Rasmus Estevan Orsilio, location unknown, status deceased. The child, location upper chambers. Biometric parameters, rapid heartbeat, elevated body temperature, stress level exceeds the permissible limit. Status, unknown error. Attention, calming procedures advised. Attention, upper chambers inaccessible. Error, the control rod is not present. If the rod has been misplaced, immediately contact a station keeper or the Navis Laboratorum custodian. Beep boop. Examine the log. The archive data stored on the Cogitator's local data crypt is partially corrupted, but you still managed to access the residual logs for examination. View Vox Report 12AH890. The Vox recording hisses for some time before you hear a voice. This is Officer A282. Do you copy? Several generators overheated on the lower levels. Chambers A to D are unpowered. Tech Priest crew sent to investigate the problem is not responding. Requesting back. The officer's speech is interrupted by shouting, and the recording abruptly ends. Officer H123 speaking. 200 servants have perished due to explosive decompression of the living quarters. We've located traces of mechanical interference. The preliminary cause is officer sabotage. Crews 5, 6, and 9 are cut off from the main compartment. We have enough oxygen for 20 minutes. May the Emperor save our souls. Senior station officers, this is the captain speaking. We attempted to contact the Winter Scale Scion for help, but something is jamming the signal. We never received a reply and cannot be sure it was even sent in the first place. Our rescue team is not coming. We are on our own, so remain vigilant. Anyone could be a traitor, you hear me? Anyone. If you're in doubt, shoot to kill. The following Vox recordings are too badly distorted to make out even a single word. Let me take a little sippy again here. Drinky drink. Examine the recent entries of the incident log. Report X880 originator classified, date classified. The servants close to the child have started butchering one another again. An order came from above to have their remains reprocessed. Lovely. Report X866 originator classified, date classified. The negotiations with the Winter Scales were a success. A new batch of servants will arrive in 10 moons. Escort them to the laboratory at once. It is imperative that we increase the new retainer's resistance to the child's powers. Am I the only one wondering what the hell the child is? Report X891 originator classified, date classified, data expunged. Examine the station's docking log. The log is almost completely corrupted, but you managed to recover the latest entry. Identity confirmed. Regent Aranto Orsilio. Date of visit classified. Reason for visit classified. Date of departure, you guessed it, classified. Examine the security and life support logs. The yellow lights above the control panel flicker to life and a singular repeating message streams down the vid screen. Warning. Damage in technical compartments A12, B3, D8, and H24 detected. Warning. Living quarters L10, L16, L28 depressurized. Warning. Unable to access the station's docking system. Warning. Energy regulation system unknown error. The station will transfer over to emergency power. Immediate evacuation of the facility is advised. Warning. View the encrypted data. Something buzzes in the Cogitator's metallic gut. Several red lumens light up above the vid screen. Required access level, security captain or above. Current access level, senior security officer. Miles, what? What do you want, buddy? We're at about the 2-hour mark. I think I'm actually going to go 2.5 hours today. Because I'm into this, so let's do it for half an hour longer. Tech use, 25, break through the Machine Guardian's defenses. Aha! You easily bypass the restrictions imposed on the sacred machine. The Cogitator's overloaded processors were unhappily... Poor baby. Most of the encrypted data has been wiped. You find traces of the Purge protocol. Recovery is impossible, but a list of the most recent commands having been embedded in the machine spirit's consciousness now flits across the screen in a single creeping line. Child, delete, picked flow, disable access code, annul station controls, delete, activate shuttles, self-destruct, purge command log. Exploring the archives for a while longer yields a surviving excerpt from the guard captain's report mentioning that the security system had recently been reconfigured without his knowledge. His comment reads, only the keepers of the station have access to the life support systems, but Keeper Theobald had not left the child's side, and neither had I. Could it be that... Could it be? Return to the list of available commands. Let's see here. Call Rykad Minoris for help. Sure, why not? The system cannot carry out your command despite the eager compliance of the machine spirits. One thing is certain, the problem does not lie in the cogitator's mechanisms. Switch to the main control chambers. The cogs within the sacred mechanism slowly start turning with heavy grinding and clacking. The tired machine spirits grant you access to the station control, or at least the Sparts that still obey the cogitator. Open all doors on this level! The cogitator's vid screen goes dark as if the machine spirits had fled their mechanical casket. But your assumption is incorrect, as it fills with static just a few minutes later. You can barely make out an inscription amongst the rapidly changing symbols. Warning! Data corrupted! Processing error... Oh. Sure. All of my options are in binary code, and I am not about to, like, pull up the internet here and figure out what that means. You push a few buttons on the control panel, but the system rebels and keeps resetting your commands. According to the data, the compartment you were trying to open is depressurized. Oh, I just have to try all this binary gibberish before I get anywhere. The cogitator takes a few moments to gather the data from the station's active systems. According to the report, this door has already been opened. Already been opened. The cogitator takes a few moments to gather the data from the station's active systems and produces the following message. The protocol has been executed. The passage has been opened. Already been opened. Oh, I don't know what that did. Fuck. What'd I do? Oh! Oh! Yay! Go me! Oh. The vid screen lights up with a smattering of unfamiliar green symbols, and you hear a peculiar click from somewhere behind you. One of the doors in the chamber has been opened. Main elevator controls. The elevator is blocked. Activate the elevator. Well, at least it's activated, so... Alright, step away from the cogitator. You thank the machine spirits and reset the operating protocol. I'm so excited I opened the big door. Like, you don't even know how excited I am about that. Let's see. Some other doors around here for me to take a look at. Let's see what's behind them. Oh, more chaos. We're all done for! They'll kill us! Oh no! Where's the child? Is she safe? The archenemy's twisted influence has found its way into the station. Uwe has had his tongue cut off, just like the rest of the servants. Okay. That's very normal. Alright. What else is there to go poke around at here?
One step at a time, amidst the madness.
Stuff. Pick the lock. I knew there'd be some stuff to loot around here. Mostly junk. Some better armor and weapons. I'll take that. I'm assuming eventually I'll be using this cargo for something, but sure. Oh, that's a much better weapon. Hell yeah. And some better armor. I am very selfish. I always take the better armor and gear for myself first before I give it to anybody else, unless it's something I can't use. Alright. Another door I can open. Oh, it just leads out into that hallway. There's no point. Someone's dead body. Warpseer's goggles grants a bonus to lore. Fancy. Oh, I'm cursed to wear the goggles regardless, huh? Ugh. Oh, fine. Oh, too many voices. I can hear their rage. The door is open. Come and avenge us. I'm having crazy purple times.
Curiosity sings in my veins.
In we go. What do we got in here? Synthetic amniotic fluid pools across the floor. Barely discernible traces stretch to the opposite side's entrance. Oh, this looks creepy. Biogel, black water, an unidentifying acid. Okay. All great things to have on me. Data crypt K040H, that was also mentioned. Caustic reagent. Somebody destroyed everything in the lab. Tacky. A psi crystal. I don't know what that is or what it does, but I'll take it. Stuff. Alrighty. Something kind of fucked up has happened here, it seems.
They will see. Oh, yes. They all
Transducer. Oh, I can put a psi crystal in a transducer. Naturally, as one does.
What curiosity unveils itself before me?
Oh. I get crystal dust. Isn't that a drug? Remake the control rod. Okay, that took me 10 minutes. I remade the control rod. Oh. They all just lost their minds. Please don't kill me. I mean, I guess. Adamantine. Interesting. Okay, these are all things that I read about in whatever weird-ass science experiments were going on here, so... that is interesting. Goods. Where are my goods? Oh, right there. Experimental section. The child's influence on psycho-emotional state of various representatives of the Imperium. Access level Orsilio T Prime. Experiment H4545-1, subgroup lowborn male. Test subjects experience signs of acute stress. The majority perished of blood loss within a day of being placed in the laboratory chambers due to the inability to halt the discharge of ocular secretions, tears, and the body's subsequent replacement of these secretions with the connective tissue of its internal environment. Ugh. I know just enough about biology to know that's fucked up. The individuals with the greatest resistance to the sacred child's resonance died several chronoturns later. Extensive wounds in the abdomen, presumably inflicted by a jagged piece of metal. Death was caused by strangulation with the subject's own intestines. I'm so glad we're playing such a happy, fun game tonight. The subject's final shouts exhibited concerns over abominable tentacles and void worms, hallucinations prescribed to their own internal organs. Experiment H4545-2, subgroup low-born female. The test subjects died within an hour of entering the laboratory adjacent to the child's chambers. Most had their tongues bitten off or their jaws badly dislocated. Some test subjects lacked the physical strength to separate it from the rest of the skull. Cause of death: severe head injuries caused by impacting the walls or the floor. They headbanged themselves to death. 3. Subgroup: a paralyzed patient who lost the ability to speak due to the shock caused by a manufactorum accident, male. The test subject noted a tingling sensation in the deteriorated tissue. During Regent Oronto Orsilio's visits to the child, the test subject smiled and started humming, most likely trying to carry some plebeian tune. Music snob on top of everything else. And then attempted to address the servant who brought him food. A lengthy conversation was prohibitive due to the servant's lack of a tongue. 4. Subgroup: a defective offspring of Lord P. Orsilio pronounced unfit for studying the high art of navigation, owing to the mutation of tissues required for installation of the obligatory augmentations that merge one's consciousness with the vessel. Additionally, they display an overall feebleness of mind, and they're female! Oh, my word! The test subjects mirrored the child's actions for 3 days. On the 4th day, the child became upset after hearing the news about the untimely demise of Amos Cantarelli, an officer of her personal guard. As a result, one of the test subjects peeled away several layers of tissue from her face and died from the resulting massive heart attack. Where is your ethics board? The last surviving test subject was executed for attempting to contact the child. What the hell? Tissue flask. I can put some tissue in here. Sure. Data crypt connector. Oh, here we go. Oh, there's definitely some science I'm gonna have to do at some point here, but I haven't figured out what I need to do yet, so I'm just gonna... We're not gonna do that yet. Give it back! Okay, fine, I guess it's gonna stay there. Yeah, I don't know what exactly I'm supposed to be doing here, so we'll figure that out later. More research notes here. More and more servants are being influenced by the immaterium, and it has nothing to do with the child's more frequent tantrums. We've discovered that the corrupted flesh of the mutated reacts most unusually to the crystals we purchased from the Winterscale dynasty. I strongly recommend finally grinding the reagent to catalyze the reaction. Trust me, you will not like having to tend to the burns for the next dozen turns in a row. This calls for something more basic. Oh, and one more thing. The tech priest blessed the data crypt H410K for the calculated number of chronoturns, which means it is no longer necessary to remain near the device for waiting for the reaction to start. The data crypt H40KO manufactured over the course of our research. I should remind the technomaths to deliver the sacred mechanism into Magos Dioctius's capable hands. Yeah, that guy. Alright, so I did something right by turning on the machine, I guess. By putting the crystal in the grinder, I did something right. I'm gonna go take a look at the elevator and see if I can get it to
In
work
this
now.
tapestry of a world, I am the rogue thread.
Experience? Nothing matters more.
See if I can do anything with that elevator now. So I got the control rod. The control rod is required. Well, I have it. I have the control rod. What else would you have me do with it? Do I have to put it somewhere?
What lies beyond?
Restart the elevator. Must be restored using the cogitator in the guard room. Okay. But I restored the power to the elevator already, didn't I? Can be rebuilt in the laboratory using blood. Okay, I need to go back to the lab and use blood, I guess. That's fair. Sure. I forgot about that part. I forgot we need to put blood on it.
Nothing's impossible for this old officer.
Patience.
I like Abelard. He seems
My nerves
nice.
are frayed.
So this is definitely a laboratory. I just need to figure out what the hell I'm supposed to do here. Transducer, does that do anything? You can grind up some adamantine in it. I guess. Also kind of useless. Alright, let me look over some of these lab notes that we got here, because I feel like that's gonna... Adamantine dust and black water to provide samples of his skin growths. Navigator flesh sample. Okay, I think I'm getting where this is going. So if I put the Navigator flesh sample in there... Which is the one that was blessed by the gods or whatever. H41, okay, was blessed by the gods. So it goes in there. Catalyst. Black water. And the reagent is the crystal dust. No, the adamantine dust. Okay. Maybe not.
There will be no peace in my wake.
Like, what did I achieve here? I don't know what I did. What the hell did I do? I don't know. It didn't leave me with anything. And I can't pull anything out. I can't interact with the machine anymore, so... Sure! Okay. Here's another flesh sample. Of course I find it now. Or did everything just get scattered?
One
'cause it
step
blew
at
up
a
or
time,
something? I don't
amidst the madness.
I really want to access that elevator, but I am having like a massive brain fart as to how I'm supposed to do it. Maybe if I combine the
Compared
blood
to
with the
naval
control
service,
rod.
that was barely a challenge.
No, the control rod already has the blood attached to it.
They
those
will
dead
see.
bodies.
Oh, yes. They all will see.
There's the on button. Now, where do I put the damn control rod? Or do I talk to him?
To the ordinary, I am an enigma.
You brought my activation. Okay. Felic Orselio looks a little better. His tangled hair is now neatly braided, his wounds are tightly bandaged, and there's some healthy color under the scales on his cheeks. You dealt with the threat and powered the elevator. Well done. I trust you brought the activation rod as well. Remember, every second of hesitation may cost my mistress her life. Idira suddenly cocks her head and drives her nails deep into her shoulder. Then she starts mumbling. The crossroads! There are two paths, both stained with blood, both leading to the accursed eye. They all wear masks, so poor and flimsy they fall at the slightest touch. One hiding a blind man, the other a traitor. Tell me more. What paths? I cannot say. One is paved with blind faith, the other with hatred and treachery. Both lead to tragedy. You simply have to decide what kind of tragedy you like most. Who is who? Who do you see behind the masks? My whispers are giggling nastily. They will not speak, the naughty little things. They say that tearing off the masks is your concern. Thank you! I did not understand a single word. Idira nods tiredly and glances at Felic out of the corner of her eye. This station has enough problems without your sorcery, psyker. Felic waves Idira off and looks at you expectantly. I have many questions regarding what happened on the station. You think they are worth the life of my mistress? Who is the child mentioned in the documents and reports found on the station? You meddled with something that should have been left alone. The keeper folds his arms and shakes his head disapprovingly. The child is what the station servants call Lady Cassia, for the commoners' dirty mouths must not sully her name by uttering it. You see, it is not beneficial for all servants to have their vocal organs altered. Some prove to be more useful when they are still able to speak. The madmen I fought were convinced that we were the traitors. Felic gives an indifferent shrug. Well, that's why they are insane. Will you really heed the ramblings of retainers who dared to raise their hand against the scions of a noble bloodline? The servants alone cannot be blamed for what happened on the station. Most corpses I discovered were either unarmed or feeble. Did you really think mere servants could plan a coup? The senior officers are just as guilty. Half of my guards butchered one another because they suspected treason. As for the real culprit, the coup was staged by those closest to the mistress. Destroying the shuttles, shutting off the power, and disabling the security systems. Too many things required special access. Access only available to the keeper of the station. As I'm sure you were aware, there were two keepers of the station. Your guess is absolutely correct. Theobald Orsilio, the demented old man obsessed with Lady Cassia and her power, and also the one to blame for the woes that have befallen your Act 5 and our noble line. This guy's sketch. I listened to a recording of a private conversation between the station's officers. We were very lenient towards them, purposefully neglecting the security protocols. I was lenient, it was true, and in the end I paid a steep price for it. Just look at the destruction around us. The insurgents have left almost nothing of my home. The keeper spits out the last few words with particular bitterness. I saw the security captain's report. Only the keepers have access to the station's systems, but Theobald stayed aside the entire time and could not have initiated the self-destruct protocol. Which means he did it before the report was filed. Or maybe after, or... Felic's stern face twists in disgust. You dare suspect me of what happened? The one who is going out of his way to preserve what little there still is left. By the God Emperor, you will keep these slanderous accusations to yourself. Enough lies, Felic. I am certain you're the one behind this coup. Felic nods warily. I suppose it is time to remove my mask. Congratulations, you've got me. But did you really expect me to be sincere this entire time? To welcome you with open arms, an ally of Tisiphone and her monster. The accursed child who has tormented the navigators of House Orsilio for years? Don't make me laugh. You arrived to help her completely destroy our house, and I cannot let that happen. What are you babbling about? I know nothing of this Tisiphone or monsters of any kind. You do not? Felix hesitates for quite a while. Well, in that case, accept my sincere apology for the deception in my earlier behavior. I had no intention of making an enemy of Yvonne Valencia's heir, nor of destroying the station that served as my home for many years. They left me no choice. You cannot even imagine what monster lurks in the upper chambers, an evil, a plague, a pestilence on our bloodline that seeks to destroy House Orsilio from within. And Theobald and his followers, just mindless fanatics serving this evil. Lady Cassia is a scion of a merciless tyrant, but it is not her relation to Tisiphone that is terrifying. She is a monster whose powers drive servants insane with mere turns. A cursed child who can kill a navigator from the Orsilio bloodline with just a look. I alone managed to get close enough to her over the years. She lowered her guard and trusted me, and at long last I rid my house of the curse. This is the truth. If your cursed child agrees to become my navigator, I will gladly relieve you of this burden. You don't understand. This is... Felix stops mid-sentence, makes a brief pause, and then nods to himself. You are correct. This may work. It is possible. You're going to need this charm. Felix hands you a precious stone without a setting. Its luminous surface remains cold to the touch no matter how long you hold it in your hand. If you manage to press it against the monster's skin, whether by force or by guile, the baleful influence of her powers will recede. You will be able to take her and leave the station. Alright, so that is just about the 2.5 hour mark. We did a lot of stuff today. We got off our ship, we went to another planet, we had a good time. We killed a bunch of people. We are dealing with whatever sketchiness is happening here. I still don't know who I should be trusting in this scenario, but, yeah. So, yeah, that is it for tonight. Thank you for coming out and coming to the stream. On Wednesday, I have a special Valentine's Day stream planned. Well, special. I mean, it just happens to be on Valentine's Day. I will be playing a dark romance visual novel called Touch Starved. It's got some monster loving in it, so that should be fun. I'll probably be doing a lot of narrating on that one, too. And then on Friday, it will be more of my Baldur's Gate 3 Astarion Origin run. Tomorrow, if you are looking for something to watch, go ahead and I highly recommend you check out Squiggly Elf and Taki Delicious. They are doing a co-op of Elden Ring. It is pure, unadulterated chaos. It is absolutely insane, and it is super funny to watch. They have all kinds of stuff like invisible horses, and either they die in 2 seconds or they kill it in 2 seconds. It's great. So, yeah, that's all for tonight. Thank you for coming out and watching, and I will see you on Wednesday, I hope. Bye-bye!